Are moving into the rush hour commute at this hour, and we are going to watch these storms that are capable of producing wind gusts of around 50 to 60 miles per hour. Also prolific lightning makers at this time. All this is moving on off toward the east, and we are going to zoom in just a little bit closer for you at this hour and show you exactly what's going on. The heaviest of the storm just now moving into the Reston area. These are all the advisories, the watches, the warnings that are out there right now. No tornadic activity associated with this, and we are going to look for.
All right, Steve is going to take a quick sip of water there, but you can see just on the right-hand side, the traffic camera out of Bethesda, all that rain coming down, traffic already starting to slow there. You can see the droplets that have condensed on the lens. People slow going at this point. Just remember, if you are taking the roads right now, evening rush hour traffic, make sure you take it slow. Give yourself extra time. All right, Steve, how are things looking over there?
All right, so now this is what's going on here. We'll take this over for you. Excuse me for my coughing that's going on at this time. We are looking at these storms that are capable of producing the gusty winds and upwards of, I don't think my hand tracker is going to work when we're in this double box here. Looking at wind gusts upwards of, yeah, okay, here we go. Now we'll try the hand tracker here, show you exactly what's going on. All right. So let's show you what's going on then. Bethesda, that's where the heaviest storms are located at this time. And we are going to look for all of this to continue as we move through the next half hour to 45 minutes. The strongest of the storm is now getting ready to move into the D.C. metro area. If I can have Alex take control of this over here on Max 2 and show us exactly what's going on. And we'll steer this a little bit and give you some updates as we move through the next half hour or so as this moves on off toward the east. Having a little bit of a coughing fit here. I apologize for that.
You need some water?
All right, let's get you some water.
While Steve's grabbing some water, we'll just continue to keep up Doppler and get an idea of what's happening there. Obviously, the heaviest concentration of rain are the darker colors, and this shows you the progression of the storm as it's moving. Also on your screen are the times. So you can see it's going to be in Lanham at 5:03, but 4:32 at Bailey's Crossroads. And the storm does have quite a punch. You're going to see some lightning out there. Strong bursts of wind are going to be attached to this one as well. Steve was talking about it earlier. Steve just got a cup of water. I think that's going to help. Go ahead, Steve.
All right, we are under control right now. I want to give you an update on this storm. Okay, this is what happened over the last 15-20 minutes or so. We now have two severe thunderstorm warnings that are out there. First one set to expire at 5 o'clock. Another one that is set to expire at 5:15. Bailey's Crossroads around 4:32. So here we are at 4:30. So just about 2 minutes away. If you're watching us in the district, in the, let's say, the West End area, Logan or DuPont Circle areas, these are the areas that are going to see the heaviest the rain, the gusty winds, the frequent lightning. A good time if you have outdoor patio furniture. You probably have about another 10 minutes or so before this storm arrives in your neighborhood. If there's any good news with this, once this moves on through, we are going to look for conditions to gradually improve. And improving conditions are what we like to see around here. But in the meantime, with the heat and the humidity that we've had all day long, heat index values closer to 107 degrees out there. That is why the atmosphere is so primed. It's so juicy right now, and why we're experiencing these thunderstorms thanks to a cold front. So the dynamics in the atmosphere are churning and churning, and that is why we are looking at these stronger storms that are moving overhead. McLean looking at strong storms at this hour along the Tyson's Corner area. All this advances on off toward the east. Right over here, this is over toward Reagan National Airport. Memorial Bridge is right over here. We'll give you a perspective as to where everything is moving. D.C. around 444. Terracotta, if you know where that is, at around 447. Mount Rainier at around 451. That is where the storms are headed at this time. Maybe we can get some traffic cameras out there and show you exactly what's going on as my voice is once again beginning to fall or fail just a little bit.
And I can take over as well, Steve. I'm also back here in the Weather Center tracking these storms. Now, we've seen these move all the way from the basically Blue Ridge all the way into the D.C. metro. Some very heavy rain, very damaging wind gusts. The strongest activity, I'm going to zoom in here real quick just to show you a little bit into this storm here. You can actually do a little velocity scope. Yes, I know it's a little bit on the nerdy side, but that's what we are around here in the Stormwatch 7 Weather Center. And these are some very strong wind gusts. These areas that are shaded in this very pink here, everywhere from Route 7 along the 66 corridor to Walker Chapel. You see where that is? just along the border there of Arlington and Fairfax, basically around the McLean area. Those are regions where we could see 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts. Now, these are moving towards the east rather rapidly, around 35 miles per hour. So this will move into the D.C. metro here more than likely in the next 10 minutes. It's going to be a very quick moving system here. This is the strongest of it, and it's going to move right through the D.C. metro. To time this out again, these are some updated numbers here. Bailey's Crossroads, it is knocking on the doorstep there, 432. Around 440 in D.C. itself. Mount Rainier again, 445. Silver Hill, 450. That's over in Prince George's County. And this will continue to push to the east. And Steve, you want to take over here real quick? I'm going to zoom out real quick to show the big picture.
Now, but we should note that we have the two severe thunderstorm warnings that are out there right now, smack dab right in the middle of the Capitol Beltway, and that is why we're having these problems in terms of the severe thunderstorm activity with the gusty winds, the heavier downpours. But this right here is the only warned area at this hour, and that is until 5:15. These storms are moving on off toward the east at around 10 to 15 miles per hour and capable of producing the gusty winds, the heavy downpours, small hail, and a lot of thunder and lightning. So if you're watching us right now in the district, this is the time that you need to bring everything indoors. If you have the kids that were outside playing, time to bring them indoors. If you know anyone who's out at the pool, this is the time to get out of the pool and to seek shelter at this hour. Cloud tops with this at just around 40,000 feet. So these are some pretty hefty storms that are moving across the area in terms of rainmakers and lightning and the potential for hail. And once again, that severe thunderstorm warning remains in effect until 5:15 for the district in Arlington and Alexandria, Prince George's County, the casino area, the Gaylord Resort. You're going to be in the path of this storm as we move through the next half hour to 45 minutes. Freshly updated timeline for you. Right now, our clock says 4:34. Looking at 4:37 in the district. Oxon Hill, where the casino is located, at around 4:45. Bowie at 4:50. 4:55 in Clinton. And then Melwood, you should see the strongest of the storm over your area at just around 5 o'clock. I should note that this is just a severe thunderstorm warning with gusty winds. Not looking at any tornadic activity at this time. We don't expect to see that as we move into the evening hours. But once this moves on through, it's going to act as a couple of good things are going to happen around here. Not only are we going to see our temperatures fall, but we're also going to see humidity levels begin to drop, and the atmosphere is going to become a bit more stable. So once we get these storms out of here, things are going to gradually improve as the evening hours. And I wouldn't be surprised by 7, 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock, it's going to look a whole lot better out there, especially on radar, as these storms are on off toward the east. So the timeline, once again, 37, Oxon Hill at around 4:44, 4:51 in Bowie, at around 4:54, Melwood at just around 4:59. So just top, these severe thunderstorm warnings are likely to extend as we move through the early hours. They'll continue to move on off toward the east. If you do know anyone to go to the beach a little bit early, taking the Bay Bridge, keep in mind what we have going to advance on off toward the east, and it's going to significantly delay your time when you come to go to the beaches, especially across the Bay Bridge. Things are going to slow down. Of course, the timing couldn't get much worse than this. A busy Friday afternoon around a clear day on a nice day. Traffic is rough on a Friday afternoon. Now strong storms, but the strongest of these storms are going to get out of here as next hour or so, and then we will see our conditions that are going to gradually improve. To show you, would love to share what's going on outside in terms of the storm. Reagan National Airport, you are looking at the stronger storms at the bottom. That would be our storm tracker, and they are out and about. With Bradley over in Bethesda, that's also you can see the heavier rain just beginning to move into your area. It's not going to last terribly long, anywhere between 15 to 20 minutes or so. But once this moves on out of here, things are going to get a whole lot better. Trey, are you over there in Falls Church? What are you seeing out there at this time?
I am in Falls Church right now, and as you can see, it is raining out here. Not just raining, it is storming really hard. The people you see here are some of the live about 15 minutes ago. Sunny, the sun was out and it was hot, and now it has cooled down substantially, and it is storming. Gentlemen, do you have a couple of seconds of time? I know we were all marching in temperatures that were above 100 degrees. How does the rain feel now?
Great. It's still 100 degrees.
Somewhere, right?
Yeah.
So how are you guys dealing with the rain at this point? Your pit stops along this 17-mile trek, but drinking.
They're already heading down the road.
Some kept walking.
They're on the road. They're walking.
Well, there you have it. There are 3 marchers here. There were more than 100. Most I tell you are in these shuttles that are out here right now. There's a bus down the way as well. Some of the marchers are in. So that's one last look at the rain out here, guys. It's not letting up. Steve?
All right, Q, that things are going to gradually improve. We did report earlier about 20 minutes ago. We could see the dark clouds that were building behind you, and those dark clouds which are now over at this hour, delivering the heavy rain and the gusty winds. The good news, all this moves on off the east, and we are looking at better conditions, especially over toward Dulles International Circle. You're just on the back edge of yet another round of storms that will move your way, but storms that are not, at least not that of Fairfax. We're looking at the strongest storms now beginning to enter northwest D.C., upper northwest D.C., Cleveland Park, Van Nuys, Tenleytown area. That's where we're looking at the heaviest of the rain at this time. Of the winds upwards of 60 miles per hour. If you know anyone who's going to be traveling Rock Creek Parkway over that to 45 minutes, we know that area is flooding, and we have a lot of rain coming down very, very quickly around the Beach Road area. These are the areas that are going to see for a little bit of flooding as we move through the next half hour to 45 minutes. So with the busy rush hour commute and areas that are localized flooding could pose a problem as we head through, let's say, the 6 o'clock hour or so as storms advance on off toward the east. So Oxon Hill at just around 444, Bowie at around 451, Maryland at 450. You will see the strongest of the storms over your area. That's right over here at just about the top of the hour. So that's a good indication these storms are moving, and they are going to advance relatively quickly over the next 20 minutes. 30 minutes or so, and we are going to see the atmosphere begin to stabilize a bit more. The temperatures are going to begin to fall. The humidity level, stickiness factor, that is going to remain at least as we move through the evening hours. So if you have any plans outdoors, you're going to want to also keep in mind we've got a big concert this evening at Nats Park, the outdoor concert venue. This storm should be out of here. It will be out of here by the time that concert starts at around 8 o'clock, but you hold off and going out there right now because the heaviest of the rain